Hi, it's Dave Erasmo, American Rock School. How you doing? This is going to be your first guitar lesson. A friend of mine asked me recently, when I say recently, I mean about 2 months ago, to put something together for beginners as a just sort of a primer to beginner guitar and just learning some of the basics. And this is going to be an extremely basic lesson, so for all you critics out there, you may want to change the channel if you're looking for something impressive, because this won't be it. But if you're a beginner guitar player, hopefully this will be helpful to you. Okay, first of all, one of the most important things that you're going to want to do is learn how to tune your guitar. Now, the best and smartest thing you can do is go get a good digital tuner. Okay, but it's also important for you to know what you're tuning to. And each string, you have 6 of them by the way, is tuned to a particular pitch or vibration. And each one of those is going to get a letter name, so it's important for you to memorize those. They are, beginning with the low string, E. I'm going to tell you a sentence you can remember the names of the strings, but I'm just going to tell you what they are right now. It's E, the next string is A, this is the 5th string. By the way, they number the strings are numbered 6 from the heavy string to 1 to the thinnest string. So the 6th string again is E, the 5th string is A, the 4th string is D, the 3rd string is G, the 2nd string is B, and the 1st string is also E. Alright? Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. You like that one? Or Elvis ate donuts, good boy Elvis. E-A-D-G-B-E. Maybe that's a good one to remember. Anyway, there's a few others, but just remember one of them. Okay, how to tune your guitar. Well, again, get an electric tuner, but from there, we can also tune our guitar what's called relative tuning, and that's tuning your guitar relative to the pitch of your other strings as long as they're in pretty close pitch. You may be slightly out of tune with a tuner or a piano, but you'll be in tune with yourself so that your chords and your scales and the things that you do will sound right. Okay, going back to the 6th string E, when we go to the 5th fret, and by the way, these metal pieces along the guitar on the neck are called frets. When you push down on a fret with your finger, you're actually not pushing down on the metal part itself, but in between the frets. So we have the open string, which is when I don't push down on any frets, that's called open. And then I could push down on the 1st fret. Notice how the pitch changes. The 2nd fret, 3rd, 4th, and 5th fret. Now the 5th fret of my 6th string, okay, I'm on the lowest string. I go to the 5th fret and I play that note. That note is an A. And this note should match the A string, which is the 5th string open. And it doesn't. It's slightly off. Now, if it did match perfectly, I would be in tune. But when it doesn't match, it's either sharp or flat. Sharp means higher than, flat means lower than. So when I listen to the A on the 5th fret of my 6th string, and then I listen to the open A string, I notice that it's a little bit flat. So I'm going to bring it up in pitch a little bit. I also, when I bring it up in pitch, I want to hear it, hear where it's going. Okay? Now the sound quality of each string may sound a little bit different, but it's the pitch that we're interested in, not the quality of the sound. Okay, now that matches up. Now that my A string is in tune, I need to tune my 4th string, the D string. And how am I going to do that? I'm going to go to the 5th fret of the string that I just tuned, the A string, the 5th string, on the 5th fret, and that note is a D. I listen to that note, then I listen to the open D string, and I notice that's also a little bit flat. So I'll bring it up a little bit, and it's pretty close now. Now that my D string is in tune, I'm going to go to the 5th fret of the D string that I just tuned for the note G that I will tune my G string to. Those should match up. Notice that the pitch or the tone of the string is a little bit different. That's a little bit darker sounding, and that's a little bit brighter sounding, but the pitch is the same. Slightly flat still. Okay, now that I've got my 3rd string, the G, in tune, I have to tune my B string. Now this is where it differs a little bit, because the B that I want to tune my second string to is on the 4th fret of my G string that I just tuned. Okay, not the 5th fret as we have been doing. Now I'm on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. That note is a B that I can tune my second string to. Now again, that's flat. It's lower than. I'm going to give you an example of it being sharp. I just changed the pitch. That's quite a bit sharp now. So if I listen to the B here on the 4th fret of my G string, which I know is in tune because I just tuned it, then I listen to my open B string. That doesn't match up at all. It's a lot sharper. It's a lot higher than it needs to be, so I need to lower it. See how they match up now? And now that my B string is in tune, I'm ready to tune my last string, the 1st string, the high E string, and I'm going to go back to the 5th fret. This will be on the B string that I just tuned. That note is an E. That note is an E, and I'll tune my last E string to that. What's the difference there? It's a little bit flat. So now I'm in tune. That's called relative tuning. But I think you'll agree that this is pretty easy. We're going to be playing only on our 3rd, 2nd, and 1st strings using a downstroke, a slow downstroke, with our picking hand, okay? So we're just going to fall from string to string. And with our left hand, we're going to, red rum, we're going to go over here and only play notes on the 3rd string, okay? Starting with the 1st fret. I'm going to tell you what frets I'm playing, and we're going to do this really slow. We're going to go the 1st fret, the 2nd fret, the 4th fret, the 6th fret, the 8th fret, the 9th fret, the 11th fret, and then the 13th fret. And then we're going to play it going backwards the same way that we went up. We're going to go 13, 11, 9, 8, 6, 4, 2, 1. And then I'm going to play my low 6th string, the E. Let's hear what that sounds like with a little bit more speed. Okay? Whoops. See, it's so easy that I screwed it up. Here we go. It's important to let your notes ring. So in order to get those notes to ring, you've got to make sure that you're curving your finger on your left hand to where you're not touching the other 2 strings. If your finger is not curved enough, you won't be able to, you're going to mute out the other string. So you can't touch the string if you want to hear it. So make sure you're curving your finger. You can use any finger on your left hand, and you can use any combination of those frets that I just mentioned on the way up. The notes that you're playing happen to be in an E major scale. You don't need to know that right now. And the reason they work is because you're playing notes of an E major scale and then playing the open B string and open E string, so it works and it goes together. Okay? So let's hear that again a little bit quicker.